Hello and welcome to Vlasak with a home with the Maya LG washing machine, a Halloweenka dishwasher, a Samsung fridge freezer and an Halloween fridge. Here in the PK with a brand new ROTKA fridge freezer, an Industry washing machine, and with this beautiful ROTKA LG. Decided to spoil you with another video, so to have enough films like to go on YouTube. Now, so this time around we're going to do an Eco 4060 week at 60, and we'll see how much longer this will go around 4. So I will go with my blanket because that was on my bed for longer than a month and I need to go with it. And before I will go any further and do the rest of my clothes, I'm gonna use 2 of the personal liquid up because it's standard full load. Now, this is not the personal liquid ups, these are the tank meat ones. But throw it in the back of the machine. I'll throw it as well as I throw in one of these color catches because this time around I have some random mix of colors, so from the back of the machine. So then I got one of my trousers of pyjama, which doesn't have pockets, surely, but I do put nothing in my pockets lately, but I have a tendency to check all of the pockets lately. So one of my pyjama trousers, then in the pair of these I have I have the pair of my t-shirt, which does tends to run a bit, so it's a tension. Then I have my second pair of pyjama, which is trousers. Obviously, got the pockets. Got a little crash fail last night, so I managed to spill the Ura in my bed, but hey, if only everything went so smooth, then I actually got this t-shirt from over the last Christmas. And then we've got this t-shirt, blue one. And then we've got 3 of my triple of my pants. So one of these, 2 of these, as last 3 of these. As you can see, it is actually completely full, so I couldn't stuff another pair of pyjama. Even I have one, but yeah. Eco 4060. Select 60 this time around. Intensive rains, go. So we'll see how much longer this will running for, because the Eco 4060 I ran first with my duvet cover, and my blanket was running for epically long. Was running for was running for 3 hours naturally. We'll see. Also, I hope everything gets smooth. There's no any card fail whatsoever, and I hopefully any ghost wouldn't drop my camera down. Otherwise, I don't know what I will do, but hey, yeah. So got more to wash, but hey, I don't want to risk overstuffing the machine. So we'll see how many top-ups shall this do. This should do 1 or 2 actually, because it's actually quite full, essentially. I didn't even think this will be such a full load. We'll see. So we needed to top up straight away. Meer enough for one, or meer enough for 2 actually. So it's 23. It's 10 minutes past 8. It's 10 minutes past 8. Well, if you're asking me why I started in this early morning, this is the Saturday, well, I woke up at, I had to wake up at, I have to get up at 7 o'clock. It's just the rules of this living. So, I don't see the reason why don't you starting at the early morning, really. So there was even needed one top up, and I knew it was needed because, well, this load which I sought out is even surprisingly big. And if you ask me, why I use EcoCycle instead of the 60 regular, it's basically because I have the blanket here and the pyjamas, so I have anything here like towels or whatsoever. So there's a reason for using the only EcoCycle, because it's enough to set lower temperature, so it does. I should get 45 effectively. And basically, it's like the energy saver cycle, so the ROTKA doesn't take much more electricity, and that's great. I think the heating will be reached soon. So seems the heating to be already reached, but I didn't hear turn the heater off. But yeah, the heating seems to be already reached as the jets are on. basically perfect. So let's about the night steal. The night steal is about, guys. The night steal is about for a night steal. A night quiet is about between 8 o'clock and 8 or 9 o'clock and 22 and 8 or 9 o'clock. But now I know the ROTKA is quite quiet to, at least in the first part of washing, a part of filling up. But the filling up is just for a moment, and maybe the top of for the moment. But otherwise the ROTKA is quiet, so it doesn't hear it anybody. Well, I have actually the ROTKA in my room, and I have one of the most quiet machine, actually one of the most quiet machines on this house, at least because it's the Eco 7's drive motor. So it does a bit noise because the strong cohesion and the jets are on, but that is really nothing compared to what does. That's nothing compared to what does the InDesign or the Thomas Racek Filco top loader or even the Jakobs Fast Ardo. So earlier the Sahanic as RCG or something like that. So there is, well, the ROTKA is in fact is one of the most quiet machines on this house. So and the ROTKA can running smoothly. Yeah, and the most noisy parts are the filling up and sometimes the spin. Sometimes the spin, if it spins really unbalanced. So they are physically the most noisy parts, intermittent spins or fun spin in general. But I think anyway that the ROTKA is one of the most quiet machines of this house. So the only noise you can hear a bit of the wash action because the jets are on, but practically all of the noise otherwise about the jets. So all of the noise you can hear is just the tumbling of the laundry. And this is so satisfying. So as I said yesterday, I would have my orange Eco back, but I like ROTKA because she's so quiet. absolutely no problem with itself. If you can hear a bit of the TV, that is from Mrs. Bartashova, but now I know what I should do, and I will do it. Because I should actually. Okay. So I'm closing the door because now the stove aren't physically on. So now the stove or the fireplace isn't basically on yet. So I guess why not to close the door. Basically I can close the door unless the stove is physically on, because the stove distributes the heat. So if we are heating by the gas, or if the condenser is physically on, it's upstairs, and we are heating by the gas, the door should be closed to not hearing anybody. Though if we are heating by the stove or by the fireplace, which it doesn't at the moment, then actually the door should be open to distribute all of the heat carefully. And I guess we are maybe not eating because Jelda Sahanek is still sleeping, or basically because we noticed some smoking around the stove, so maybe someone will come to check the stove physically. But anyway, I'm not cold yet. I'm just fine. I just have a little bit runny nose, but hey, unless I have a fever, which I don't have now, it's basically yet okay. And I think I will be okay for the other, like maybe 2 days, maybe months or so. As I was ill and very seriously ill through the last winter, so with the illness I have it so that I am, well, one winter I am seriously ill, and one winter I have a bit of runny nose whatsoever, bit of COVID maybe. but otherwise I am fine. And again, one winter I am seriously ill with fevers or so, and the second winter I'm fine, just with a bit of runny nose. So now it's the winter when I should be fine, just runny nose or a bit of throat or whatsoever. So now there is the second winter when I should be fine, because I was seriously ill last winter, and it was somehow during the cold months. So it was during the February or March even. That was maybe early during March, and I had a bit of infection in my ear. So but the major ear infection I have just once after 2 years, so and I should be fine. Basically this winter I should be fine, and basically I have the cycles that I am one winter I'm okay, one winter I'm completely ill, and once after about 10 or 12 years I am so ill that I'm even throwing up. But hey, last I was throwing up in 2K19, so any throwing up shouldn't come until 2K29 or maybe 2K32, basically. Because to be honest, I don't throw up very much in my life, and obviously it's much better for me to have throat than to throwing up. Basically, I much rather have 20 times throat than 2 times throwing up. That's basically the whole truth. So yeah. So 142. And we should I should say I think we are in the reach main wash. We are in the reach main wash and I was already heated. So I'm expecting the camera will maybe overheated after the main wash, but the recording will go still fine. So get this. I can delay the next cycle from my computer actually because, well, I was rendering it, so okay. There. Come. There we go. And there we go. Washers, ROTKA LG. There we go. Perfect. So the parts of the cycle I'm saving until I will have full the extra disc, and then I will delay the parts because I'm saving for the case when I see something interesting in it, or when I want to turn the cycle apart some in near future. It's obviously a method of Wishwasher 2K7 that he does mainly the boil washes turn apart. So there is a part of filling, loading, filling and pre-wash. Then there is a part of the main wash, part of the rinses and spins, part of the fun spin, and maybe sometimes parts of the drying and part of the result. So, but I'm no needed to turn the cycle apart unless, and then I will say, unless something happens and I have to tear the cycle apart as well. So unless for example the memory card gives up, or unless the washer gives up or whatsoever. But yeah, the ROTKA is fine just now, and she isn't broken yet. Even I don't want to scream it because I don't want to over scream it because the ROTKA is over 2 years, so basically maybe she will, well, over 3, maybe a 4th year now to get 26. ROTKA came into 2K and 23 maybe. So I have third year now. Yeah, for third year I think. The ROTKA was 2 last year on the Halloween or around October, so and I hope I will have the ROTKA still for about at least 2 years, like 4 or 5 years. There is really the 4 or 5 years. There is the acceptable time when I could change the machine with them. For me, it's the acceptable time 4 or 5 years, and I have seen only very small amount of machines who less. I say who because I take the machines as a part of my family. I saw a very small amount of machines who last more than 4 or 5 years actually. So one of this occasion machine was the Bosch Logic 6. Bosch Logic 6 was lasting about almost forever. It was lasting for 8.5 years, something like that. So I had it from 2011, from May 2011 until March 2020. So almost the Bosch Logic 6 does last a lot longer than I hope it will. So really, it has lasted for nearly 8.75 of the year, and I'm absolutely serious. 8.5 years. I don't mean as joking. So the Bosch Logic 6 was one of these exceptions. Then ROTKA AEG was from March 2020 until May 2024. So it was lasting over the 4 years, but then the electronics broken completely, and the ROTKA has to finish the job. And then the Whirlpool, I can report about the Whirlpool because the Whirlpool was sold after 4 years to Deleborkujovsky, as we have renewed the bathroom. So as we have the bathroom reconstruction, so we bought a completely new machine because we were changing from the top loader to the front loader, and we had reduced the bathtub. So plus we have one wash basin less. So it was completely renewed to the bathroom. But in my life, I had first machine I had, and I would like to find it somewhere, was drum was 0 watt. Well, first machine in my life I saw was the Tamat 500 Mini, but it wasn't actually working at the time when I was born. So that was on the dark hell of the dark hell of our underground on the old house. So my parents had a first machine they had was a Tamat 500 Mini top loader. Then when it was my life, I saw first the Ramo 0 watt. I want to find it somewhere. This last over from 1993 to about 2001 until the bearings was gone, but then was sold after repairing to my grandmother, where she was lasted about from 2021 to 2027 or 2028, so it lasts almost 20 years. So it was the old good Ramo 0 watt. Then I had the Eurotech, and I talk about my machine just or my parents' machines, probably when I lived with them. So I had the Ramo 0 watt. It was the first machine when I learning how to wash. Then I had Eurotech, and we bought it in 2021 because my grandmother had another one, but she had a front loader, and we had a top loader that was only different. So the top loader was last from about 2021 to about 2K27 until the spider was gone or the shaft was gone in the final spin. There was really big bang, and yeah, it broke the complete machine. That the drum actually fall from both springs, and we had problem to remove the laundry from the drum. We had to call a serviceman, remove the laundry from the drum, and then the serviceman say that's unrepairable, so we had to buy a new machine. And that was the first machine with the electronic time display, the green one, and that was the Whirlpool. And the Whirlpool was last from 2K27 until 2K2011, but then was sold to Dalibor Kujovski when was last another, I don't know how many years, because I didn't care about it. So Whirlpool was one of the better machines. And then I have bought the Bosch Logic 6. This was from 2K11 to 2K20, so about 8.5 years. Then I had the ROTKA EG machine, which was last for 4 years and 3 months. And then I have the Maya LG in my home in Serenity. And then I was renting a flat here in Starapaka, so I moved from my parents partially. And I have the ROTKA here, which is just over nearly 2.5 years. So that's, yeah, it's going to say something maybe. Well, so that's are all my machines which I had. Then my grandmother had I think the first machine I saw at my grandma in Sobieniov was the Tamat 353, the green one, and they had it for about 2 or 3 years. Then the spider gone. Then there was the Tamat 500. Tamat 500. The brown one that was from about 1996 or 1997 to about 2021. Then it was replaced partially with our Remozerovat, as I talked about. That was removed from me to my grandpa. And then after 2K27, 2K28 in the fact, when the Remozerovat was gone, my grandma bought the Invest, which is kind of the machine I had never seen before. It's kind of the Westler, but weaker Westler. So my grandma's always complained about the Invest, that she can handle the large blankets or large load. It had a weak motor, so really I had to wash partially blankets and whatsoever. So that was about from 2K8 to 2K14, because my grandma sold the cottage in 2K12, I think. She removed to the new flat in Pardubice, and then the Invest was gone, and now she has for about 9 or 10 years the cement, but I can't document the cement because as my grandma removed to the new flat, I actually couldn't go to her bathroom because she has too narrow door, and it's about 30 or 40 centimeters, and I shouldn't go with my wheelchair to the bathroom because it's really too narrow and I can't get. So I was really looking for the cement, but yeah, I couldn't document it. And then about my second grandma, before Alzheimer came, she had a whole life one machine, and that was the Eurotech. Yeah, so There was the only one machine I saw at her. So there was the Eurotech, and that had for. Okay, actually, So, I'm sorry, there was a fair bit of the Teams call. So I'm really sorry, there was a fair bit of the Teams call, so there will be a fair bit of the sound correcture from 1 hour 26 to about 1 hour 8, but at least it was during the main wash and not during the throughout the rinses and spin when the sound is more important, so it's okay. So to finish the idea with the machine, so my grandmas had whole of her life, one grandma had for all of her life one machine, that was the ROTKA, and second grandma had first Ardo, first the Ardo, first the Tamat 353, then she has Tamat 500, and she had Tamat 500, and then she had Ramozerovat, then she had Invest, and then she had actually, and she has until now the Siemens. So then what is going from my nuns? So that's something more interesting, because my nuns had since my nuns had first machine, what I saw at my nuns was a Philco front loader, which she has still in the old house. Then she moved and I had the Philco front loader to about 2K27 until motor broke one day. And what was interesting, if the last who washed on her Philco, who did the washing, was me. I did the washing on her Philco, but the motor gave up. So, but she didn't blame me because she knew I couldn't really. I'm not responding for it because she had the Philco for about 20 years. So she said I had the good washing, but really the Philco gave up, and she never blamed me for it because it wasn't basically my fault when the motor gave up, because I did everything correct. So that was the Philco front loader. Then she had about three of the Whirlpool machine. First we had with the oval display, green, and then she had about two with the green display, not oval, and the bigger. So she had about 3 Whirlpools, and now she has some new machine, but I don't know what really for the machine, because she replaced the bathroom and I couldn't get, because of 2 narrow doors, she couldn't get to her bathroom, so I had filmed At least I had the film, the last of the purple she had. I had filmed a couple of cycles and that's it. So that was the washers and my nuns. And then what is going on my school, on the hostels, I was. Then first we had all the Ardo machines, so on the C, on hostel C there was the Ardo Anna. I had the documents about Ardo Anna. I lost the film actually when I smashed my extra disc, so I lost the films actually, and I'm very sorry for this. And then there was on hostels A was replacement for the Ardo was the Beco. On hostels B was replacement for the Ardo the same Beco, the identical Becos on hostels A almost, and on hostel C there was the latest upgrade. There was the latest replacement. That was the orange Beco. So that's all the machine I was able to accomplish at school. I have some films of the old Ardo on hostels B because there was the bearings gone. So I have some of the old films of the old Ardo. Maybe I will find some films on my CDs still, so that will be very interesting to watch. And I have some films maybe of the old Ardo on hostels A because I was helping with laundry some people. So that was okay. And I had some films of the Ardo Anna, which was on hostels C, but I have actually lost the films when I smashed my extra disc, as I said. So on hostels A there was the replacement for the actual replacement for the replacement on hostels A was the yellow Beco. The replacement also on hostels B there was the yellow Beco, and on hostels C there was the replacement, the orange Beco. And I don't have much films of the yellow Becos on hostels A because I wasn't able to film much. Then I have some films of the yellow Beco on hostels B because that was my main hostel when I was staying, so I had some films. And then I have a lot of films of the orange Beco on hostels C because that's where I did all my washing. After it took 19 years, so basically that's what I am able to say. Just going about Janské Lázně, about Vesna. There was about 2 or 3 laundry rooms, and there was, by the time when I was on Vesna, there was, on each room was the Ardo A500 and the dryer. So, and actually there was one secret laundry room just for the rehabilitation, and there was the Ramos Zerovat, almost the same like I had, but it was a little different actually. And then I was in Lužekošumberk, and there was some wash machines, but I never get to wash in Lužekošumberk because they was give you a free weekend, so you can go for weekend home, but you should be in Lužekošumberk throughout the night. So you had, and the time I was here, you had one morning procedure, and then you can go home, came back in the afternoon, and then you can go home on the next day. So that's the reason why I never get to washing in Lužekošumberk. And then I haven't seen much more other washers. There was some machine in my kindergarten, but I don't remember when I was a kid what was there for the machine. And on the private school, there actually was some I don't know, I think it was the ROTKA machine too, or I don't know, there was some old machine. I don't know what it was actually. Although I did have a couple chances to watch the cycles, but I didn't have any camera, so actually on the secondary school there was 2 submachine, but I never get to watch. And finally in Křižovatka, in Handicap Centrum, in Pardubice, there was an indesit machine, so there was an indesit machine and I don't remember any much more other machines. I don't remember many more other machines, so I don't remember. So this was all my machine, all the machine of my life. I went nuns. Maybe I saw some other wash machine somewhere. But I don't know. maybe one time when I was on my trip, on skiing trip with the basic school, there was some machine, but I didn't get to wash there, so. So there should be one of the last suits productive, unless there will be partial one. And I think there is not gonna be the partial one, but it will be very close. Again. Yeah. We shouldn't have the partial suits productive one. Even we should have very close. To have one. Yeah, it was very close. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we stray into the. If we will stray actually to the box pit. Okay. Well. This is very unbalanced actually. All inside of one big bubble actually. Though it should be quite a challenge. I think this one straight is either will split it, or I know it's quite safe. Not okay for the balancing. Now, what is looking okay for the balancing? It shouldn't be completely okay. So we'll see. Yeah! As I said, it isn't necessarily completely okay. I knew this will be heavy enough to not stray into the... Maybe we'll have a little bit more on spins. There is no software today occasionally because I must say I love the smell of this tablets. I smell this very well. Okay, I did get this is 2 volt 3 2 straight 3 turbo spins actually. Okay, second rinse. I'm gonna turn the machine off. Pause the cycle. I'm gonna put the the catcher from on the at least this flash once more. Now there was the color catch thrown up on the door. So does it bother with the... Yeah, now does it bother with the sensing? Actually, when you stop and restart the cycle, it's very bother with the sensing. I don't know why, but that's... It's very clever. almost was. Huh. It's the perfectest example, the most perfectest example that what looks okay couldn't be okay. I get it, there's just too watery, too straight into the. Too watery, too straight to be actually turbo spin. takes 17 minutes. It's time for the final rinse. 10:24. Okay, final spin. Straight on go. Wow. Didn't expect this at all. I get it, they're just simply too watery to straight to the spins. Okay, we have quite a month later. So I have nothing but easy and sticky on my hands, so I don't have to clean it this time. The only food actually I will clean now. Well, so this was the first. Well, this was the full cycle of the ROTKA LG doing and oh, Eco 4060. I just moved the ROTKA a bit close to the wall. Didn't know why. Sorry, ROTKA. Just haven't really my plan. So, wow. It smells nice, clean. Still hanging on the top of the house. Actually, I did even catch in some fluff, but it's not as bad as with the towels. Because with the towels catching, does catch a lot more fluff than with the blanket. Yeah. Does catch a bit of the fluff, but that's a bit okay, at least. At least I haven't washed the half load. Because the load was already full. Stuck under that.